When it comes to love on The Golden Bachelor, you think you've seen it all, until Peg steps in and drops a bombshell that no one saw coming. During a heart-to-heart with Mel Owens, she made it clear, if he chooses her, and if they end up getting married, there's one tiny condition. Mel has to sign a prenup. Now, that's not the kind of talk you usually hear in the romantic glow of rose ceremonies and candlelit dinners, but this is Peg we're talking about. She's bold, she's hilarious, and she never shies away from speaking her mind. Apparently, the whole conversation started as a joke, or at least it seemed that way at first. The two were having one of their playful banters, laughing about what life would be like after the show. Peg teased Mel about how she'd keep him in line, and Mel, ever the gentleman, played along, saying he'd happily let her manage everything as long as he got to cook breakfast in bed once in a while. But then Peg leaned in, smiled that mischievous smile, and said, "Wow, in that case, I guess you'll have to sign a prenup first." Mel froze for a second, half amused, half wondering if she was serious. The look on his face was priceless. Fans later said you could see him trying to figure out if he should laugh or call his lawyer. But Peg wasn't done. She added, "You know, just in case you get tired of me and run off to start your own cooking show." That's Peg for you, always keeping Mel on his toes. Of course, what started as lighthearted teasing quickly turned into one of the most talked about moments of the season, because behind the laughter, there was a bit of truth to what Peg was saying. In her confessional later, she admitted, "I've worked hard my whole life. I've built a home, a career, and I'm proud of what I've accomplished. I just want to make sure whoever I end up with loves me for me, not for what I have." And honestly, who can blame her? After a lifetime of ups and downs, she's learned to protect her heart, and maybe her bank account too. Mel, on the other hand, handled it with pure class. He chuckled, leaned in, and said, "Well, Peg, I'd sign whatever you put in front of me if it means I get to keep you." That one line made the entire internet collectively swoon. Fans flooded social media, calling Mel the smoothest man alive. But beneath that humor, there was genuine affection. You could see how much he adored her confidence and her playful nature. It's rare to see two people who can mix romance and humor so effortlessly. Most couples on the show talk about soulmates and destiny. Mel and Peg, they talk about prenups and pancake breakfasts. And yet somehow, it works perfectly. Still, the prenup conversation sparked quite a debate. Some viewers thought Peg was just joking, while others believed she meant every word. A few even said it was a power move, a clever way to test Mel's intentions. If he's serious about love, he wouldn't be scared of a little paperwork, right? As the conversation between them continued, Mel tried to dig a little deeper. He asked Peg what she really meant by it. She smiled and said, "Mel, when you've been through life's ups and downs, you learn that love is about trust, but it's also about being smart. I want love, not complications." Her honesty surprised him. You could tell that beneath her humor, Peg carries the wisdom of someone who's been through real life, not just reality TV dates. She's a woman who knows her worth, and that's part of why Mel is so drawn to her. But it also made him think, because deep down, Mel has his own insecurities. He's been open about wanting to find love that lasts. He's not here for games. And while he respects Peg's independence, he's also wondering if that wall she's built around herself might keep him from getting too close. Later, during a private chat with Jesse Palmer, Mel opened up about it. He said, "Peg's incredible. She's got that spark, that wit, but sometimes I can't tell if she's joking or trying to protect herself. I get it. I've been there too. I just hope she knows I'm not after anything but her heart." Jesse, ever the wise guide, told him, "That's the thing about strong women, Mel. They test you, not to push you away, but to see if you'll stay." And that hit him hard, because when it comes to Peg, he's willing to stay. He's willing to laugh, to listen, and even to sign that infamous prenup, if that's what it takes to prove he's in it for love. Meanwhile, Peg had her own moment of reflection. In a conversation with one of the other ladies, she admitted that she didn't mean to scare Mel off. She just wanted him to know, I'm serious about this. I've been independent for so long. Sometimes I forget how to just let someone in. That vulnerability showed a whole new side of her. Fans who once saw her as the funny, carefree contestant suddenly realized there's a lot more depth beneath that humor. It's funny how one little word, prenup, can open up an entire conversation about trust, independence, and what real love looks like later in life. Because for people like Peg and Mel, love isn't about starting fresh. It's about blending two full lives into one. And that's never simple. It's messy, it's emotional, it's hilarious at times, but that's what makes it beautiful. As the finale approaches, viewers are wondering if that moment with the prenup was a deal breaker or just another step in their quirky love story. Mel doesn't seem the type to be scared off by paperwork. If anything, it probably made him love Peg even more. In one of the sneak peeks for the next episode, Peg jokes again about drafting the prenup herself. Mel laughs, takes her hand, and says, "You write it up and I'll sign it with a heart." And that right there is the kind of chemistry you can't fake. Whether Peg's comment was serious or just another one of her famous one-liners, it added a whole new layer to their relationship. It showed that she's not just in it for romance, she's in it for something real, something lasting, something honest. And Mel, in his gentle, sincere way, keeps proving that he's exactly the kind of man who can handle a woman like Peg, strong, funny, unpredictable, and utterly irresistible. By the end of the night, as they sat together under the stars, you could feel that spark between them. The laughter faded into quiet comfort. Peg rested her head on Mel's shoulder, and he whispered, "I'm not going anywhere." She smiled and replied, "Good, but I'm still keeping that prenup in my purse." And just like that, the two burst into laughter, the kind that only comes when two people are truly comfortable with each other. Maybe that's the real lesson here. Love doesn't have to be all grand gestures and perfect promises. Sometimes it's about laughing your way through the tough conversations, teasing each other about the future, and still choosing each other at the end of the day. So, will Peg's prenup condition change the course of Mel's decision? Or will it become just another funny story they tell years down the line when someone asks how they met? Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure. Peg and Mel's story is proving that love can be practical and passionate, funny and sincere. Because, in the end, the best kind of love isn't the one that's free of complications. It's the one where you can face them together, hand in hand, with maybe a few legal documents tucked safely in a purse, just for good measure.